Do you often feel overwhelmed with an endless to-do list, but never enough time to complete it? Do you wish you could take a break from work, but the weight of your responsibilities keeps pulling you back? Or perhaps you feel stuck in a cycle, longing for a pause to reset and regain control? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you've picked up the perfect book to solve these challenges. Getting Things Done has transformed the lives of millions by offering a practical system to achieve stress-free productivity. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone is striving to accomplish more in less time, this book introduces a method that can truly make a difference. Through this book, you'll discover why staying organized is crucial to avoid distractions and why the real reason for feeling short on time isn't your workload. It's the countless thoughts racing through your mind. These scattered thoughts divert your focus, making it harder to finish tasks efficiently. The core solution lies in mastering your focus. To truly concentrate on what matters, you need to create a supportive environment. This book will guide you on how to choose the right time, place, and tools to stay organized. The journey begins with organizing your physical surroundings, gradually extending to your mental state. Our minds are naturally wired to generate ideas, things we want to try, explore, or accomplish. However, without a proper system to capture and categorize these ideas, they continue to occupy mental space, leaving us stressed and unfocused. This book introduces an effective filing system for every task and idea, helping you clear mental clutter and concentrate on what truly matters. You'll also learn how to break down projects into specific categories, enhancing your productivity without feeling overwhelmed. If you're tired of living under constant stress, burdened by responsibilities, this book offers a path to reclaim control. Join us on this journey to discover how to take charge of your life and achieve peace through organized action. A new practice for a new reality. Is it really possible to stay relaxed even with a long list of tasks to complete by the end of the day? The answer is yes, and this book will show you exactly how to achieve it. In today's fast-paced world, we need a system that allows us to get things done without feeling constantly overwhelmed. The definition of work has become more fluid than ever before. Jobs are no longer static. Roles keep evolving, and new responsibilities are added almost daily. In the past, employees had clear instructions about their roles and goals. But today, we are expected to figure things out ourselves, deciding what needs to be done, how to do it, and when to complete it. This shift has led to increased stress and mental burden, making it harder for people to feel in control of their work and personal lives. To adapt to this reality, the first step is to change some fundamental habits. The most important habit is clarity, knowing exactly what you need to do. If you have an idea or a task in mind, write it down in clear terms and assign a specific date to start working on it. If you don't do this, your mind will remain restless, constantly reminding you of pending tasks. This mental clutter will keep you distracted, preventing you from focusing on the task at hand. The second key habit is laser-sharp focus. When working on something, you must give it your full attention. Distractions slow you down and increase stress. When your mind has a clear picture of what needs to be done, and you're working in an environment free of distractions, you regain control and reduce stress. Let's try a quick exercise. While listening to this audiobook, did your mind wander at any point? If yes, chances are there's an unresolved task in your mind that you haven't written down, and it keeps pulling your attention away. Your brain constantly reminds you of unfinished tasks because it perceives them as incomplete loops that need to be closed. Now imagine you have 10 such incomplete tasks. How much stress would that create? This kind of mental load makes it nearly impossible to concentrate on anything properly. The solution is simple. Write everything down. Create a list of every task, idea, or responsibility weighing on your mind. For each task, add details about what needs to be done and assign a clear deadline. Once your brain knows that a task is accounted for, it stops fixating on it, allowing you to focus fully on your current work. The logic behind this is straightforward. When you don't set a deadline for a task, your mind keeps treating it as an open-ended issue, constantly nudging you to work on it. This is why, even when you're engaged in one activity, your brain keeps pulling you toward another unfinished task that seems more important. A simple to-do list can bring remarkable clarity. Once you've assigned a date to a task, your brain receives a message that it's been scheduled, allowing it to let go of unnecessary stress. Review this list at the end of each week, update it if needed, and adjust your priorities accordingly. This habit, maintaining a clear, organized to-do list, is one of the most effective ways to enhance focus and productivity. Without it, concentrating on any task becomes incredibly difficult. Remember, the secret to getting more done in less time without stress is to master the art of focused work. Getting projects creatively underway. The 5 phases of project planning. Have you ever missed out on a great idea simply because you didn't update your to-do list? Sometimes, the lack of a proper system causes us to overlook opportunities that could have led to significant success. To prevent this, we need a structured approach to planning ahead. Planning is not just about listing tasks, it's about organizing them effectively. There are different types of planning methods. One of them is horizontal planning, where you clearly define each task, its goals, and the necessary steps to achieve them. This method involves setting up reminders in a visible way so that you don't forget important tasks and can track progress efficiently. The second method is vertical planning, which focuses on deeper details and finding solutions for each step of a project. It's not about using sophisticated software. You can simply write things down on paper to keep a record. However, the most effective approach to planning is natural planning, a method your brain already uses effortlessly. The human mind is the most powerful planner in the world, far superior to any software or notebook. Unlike rigid planning tools, your brain naturally organizes thoughts in a way that aligns with your goals and circumstances. The natural planning model consists of 5 essential steps. 1. Defining the purpose. You must first establish a clear goal for what you want to achieve. 2. Envisioning the outcome. Visualizing the final result helps guide your actions. 3. Brainstorming ideas. This involves creative thinking and generating different possibilities to accomplish your goal. 4. Organizing the ideas. Once you have a collection of ideas, structuring them logically is crucial. 5. Identifying the next action. Finally, determining the very next step moves the plan from theory to execution. Let's take a simple example: planning a dinner. Whether you realize it or not, you naturally use this 5-step process in your daily life. First, you determine the purpose of the dinner. Is it a casual night out with friends? A romantic date? A business meeting? Once the purpose is set, your brain automatically begins defining the parameters: how much to spend, what kind of food to have, how you should dress, and so on. Second, As soon as your purpose is clear, you start envisioning the outcome. You picture the restaurant, the kind of food you'll order, and even the ambiance. You might imagine yourself sitting by the window, enjoying the aroma of freshly prepared food while savoring its taste. In the third phase, brainstorming happens instinctively. You start thinking about logistics. What time should you leave? Will the restaurant be open? What should you wear? Will you get a cab on time? Your brain generates multiple questions and possible solutions. The fourth phase is organization. Now, you begin structuring everything. You decide to leave home by 8 p.m., reach the restaurant on time, and sit at your pre-booked table. Your mind plays out a full scene, like a mental movie, of how the dinner will unfold. Finally, the last step is execution. You take the first action, calling your friend to confirm the plan, and then booking a table at the restaurant. Now, have you ever realized that your brain goes through this type of planning all day, every day? If this method works so naturally for everyday decisions, why not apply the same approach to bigger projects and tasks? The beauty of natural planning is that it doesn't feel stressful. It aligns with the way your brain already thinks, making it far more effective than forcing yourself into rigid structures like flowcharts or complex software. By harnessing this built-in ability, you can plan projects with ease, stay focused, and move forward without unnecessary stress. Getting started. Setting up the time, space, and tools. Sometimes, small changes in our daily routines can lead to life-changing results. Most successful people didn't achieve extraordinary success by chance. They followed strategies that kept them organized and focused. If you want to clear your mind and perform at your best, you need to take control of your environment. This means setting up the right time, space, and tools to build a system that works for you. The first step is dedicating time for organizing your tasks and responsibilities. Ideally, you should set aside at least 2 full days for this process. Choosing a weekend or a day off works best. While it may sound like a big commitment, the results will be immediate. You'll feel a sense of clarity and control over your workload. Next, think about your workspace. You need a dedicated area where you can plan, write, and manage your tasks effectively. Even if you have an office at work, it's important to set up a personal workspace at home. A clutter-free environment creates the right mental space for productivity and focus. Once you have the right space, it's time to equip yourself with the right tools. These include things like a computer, a paper tray for sorting documents, a stapler, notebooks, sticky notes, and a calendar for tracking deadlines and events. Pens and pencils for quick notes can also be handy. You don't need everything, just the essentials that fit your style. The goal is to create a workspace that supports your productivity without unnecessary clutter. One of the most important tools in your system is a calendar. It doesn't matter whether it's a physical planner, a digital app, or a wall calendar. What matters is how you use it. Avoid the common mistake of using your calendar as a dumping ground for every little task. Instead, use it to track time-sensitive commitments, appointments, meetings, and deadlines that must happen on specific dates, like a doctor's visit or an important seminar. If you prefer to stay organized with software, notebooks, or physical files, that's perfectly fine. Just remember, no single tool works in isolation. A strong organizational system comes from combining multiple tools and techniques that support each other. By setting up the right time, space, and tools, you're laying the foundation for a stress-free, productive life. Once your system is in place, you'll notice a remarkable change: less mental clutter, sharper focus, and a clear path to achieving your goals. Collection. Corralling your stuff. Now that you have your workspace set up with all the tools you need for organizing, it's time to begin the process. The first step is to gather everything that needs to be organized. Depending on how much clutter you have, this process can take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. You'll need to check every room, every drawer, and every corner of your space. Start by physically collecting everything that doesn't have a designated place and is scattered around. Anything that needs to be sorted, processed, or decided upon should go into your in-basket, a designated space where all your loose ends come together before being organized. Next comes mental collection, writing down every idea, task, or commitment floating around in your mind. Thoughts and unfinished projects take up valuable mental space, making it harder to focus. The best way to clear your mind is to capture everything on paper and place it in your in-basket. As you do this, you may rediscover ideas and projects you once wanted to work on, but never found the time to pursue. We often leave things in drawers, thinking we'll get back to them later, but later rarely comes. These spaces are filled with old files, business cards, notes, and miscellaneous items that accumulate over time. Take the time to check each one. Every business card, every document, and every handwritten note should be reviewed. If something is useful, put it in the in-basket. The same applies to mental clutter. Whether it's a personal or professional responsibility, such as cleaning out the garage, making an important phone call, or sorting through a crowded email inbox. Once everything is collected, you'll likely have a big pile in front of you, but instead of feeling overwhelmed, you'll notice something powerful: clarity. Seeing everything in one place helps you understand exactly what needs to be done and gives you a vision of what an organized system will look like. Now imagine how much better you'll be able to focus on your actual work once all these loose ends are addressed. Once you've gathered everything that has been silently pulling your attention away, you'll feel an incredible sense of control. Your life will no longer feel chaotic. You'll be the one in charge. So, if this process takes longer than expected, don't get discouraged. The effort you put into collecting and organizing everything now will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. Processing. Getting in to empty? In the previous chapter, you learned how to gather all the unfinished tasks and loose ends that were silently pulling your attention away. But collecting everything is just the first step. Now, it's time to process that pile and clear your mind completely. As you go through your collected items, start by removing anything you no longer need. Clutter only adds to the mental load, so let go of things that serve no purpose. Once that's done, focus on tasks that can be completed immediately. If something takes 2 minutes or less, don't postpone it. Just do it right away. For tasks that you can't do yourself or that someone else can handle more efficiently, delegate them. There's no need to hold on to work that can be done faster and better by others. Once you've delegated those tasks, you'll be left with the ones that require more than 2 minutes of your time. Now, it's time to organize these remaining tasks. You can divide them into simple tasks and larger projects. Simple tasks are straightforward and can be completed without much planning, while projects usually involve multiple steps and require more detailed organization. As you sort through your tasks, prioritize them based on importance. Always start with the task that matters most and then move on to the others. The key is to focus on one task at a time and see it through to completion. If you postpone tasks until tomorrow, your mind will start dwelling on them again, creating the same mental clutter that distracted you in the first place. These tasks might seem clear and manageable now, But if you don't process them properly, you'll forget about them the moment you step out of the room. That's why it's crucial to write everything down with clear, actionable steps. Let's look at a few examples to understand this better. Imagine you need to clean your living room. Instead of just writing, "clean the living room," break it down into specific actions like vacuum the carpet, dust the sofa, and move the table slightly to the left to clean underneath. When tasks are this clear, you know exactly what needs to be done. Or suppose you want to organize your email inbox. Write down specific actions such as reply to important emails, delete unnecessary ones, and create folders for different categories. This approach prevents overwhelm and ensures nothing gets overlooked. Now consider a task like cleaning your wardrobe, something most people tend to avoid. But when you define the task clearly, it becomes less intimidating. Write, remove clothes I no longer wear, and reorganize the remaining items by category. This clarity turns an overwhelming chore into a manageable task. For more complex tasks, like preparing a presentation, treat them as projects. Any task that involves multiple steps should be categorized this way because it requires further planning. Think about what goes into preparing a presentation. First, you need to choose a topic. Then, research books, articles, or journals related to it. Once you have enough information, you'll need to draft the content, design the slideshow, and finally, practice speaking until you feel confident presenting in front of others. By breaking down each task into clear steps, you make it easier to follow through without feeling overwhelmed. This process not only boosts productivity, but also frees your mind from the constant worry of unfinished work. When your in-basket is empty, your mind feels lighter, and you can focus entirely on what matters most. Doing. Making the best action choices. Organizing your tasks is one of the most important steps in achieving stress-free productivity. When your tasks are properly sorted, you can work with complete focus without the constant worry of unfinished business. Loose ends always lead to anxiety and distraction, and they'll continue to weigh on your mind until you establish a reliable system for managing them. Once you've gathered everything that needs your attention, the next step is to categorize your tasks. This system includes 5 key categories: projects, calendar events, next actions, waiting for, and the someday maybe list. Your project list includes any task that requires more than one step to complete. These aren't just big, complicated projects. They can be anything from organizing your wardrobe to planning a vacation. If it takes multiple steps, it belongs in your project list. Then there's the calendar. This is reserved strictly for tasks that must happen on a specific date or time, like attending a meeting, booking a doctor's appointment, or submitting a report. Avoid cluttering your calendar with general to-do items. It's meant for time-bound commitments only. Next is your action list, which includes tasks that are ready to be done immediately. These are single-step actions like making a phone call, buying groceries, or sending an email. It's helpful to group similar actions together, such as all phone calls in one list and all errands in another. For tasks you're waiting on from others, you'll maintain a waiting for list. This helps you track delegated work without having to constantly remind yourself about it. And finally, there's the someday maybe list. Ideas, projects, or tasks you'd like to pursue someday, but aren't ready to commit to just yet. Now, here's an important rule. Never list the same task in more than one category. If you do, you'll only confuse yourself and lose trust in the system. Each task should have one clear place, depending on what needs to happen next. For example, if you need to call someone, It belongs in your action list, not your project list or calendar. Let's consider an example. Suppose you have several household chores, like cleaning, making phone calls, and working on your computer. By categorizing them properly, you save both time and effort. If you group all computer-related tasks in one place, then the next time you sit down at your computer, you can open that list and get started immediately. You won't have to waste time figuring out what to do next. It's all laid out for you. Even within these categories, you can create subcategories to streamline your workflow further. For instance, within your computer tasks, you could have two subcategories, online and offline. This level of organization ensures that you're always working efficiently, no matter the situation. Imagine you're traveling and find yourself on a flight without internet access. Instead of wasting time, you can pull up your offline tasks list and start working on documents, writing notes, or organizing files. The clarity provided by this system allows you to make the most of your time, no matter where you are. By categorizing your tasks, you not only stay organized, but also ensure that nothing important slips through the cracks. This approach eliminates the stress of juggling responsibilities because you'll always know exactly what needs to be done and when. Instead of feeling controlled by your busy life, you'll finally be in control. Conclusion. As the world continues to change rapidly, the nature of our work has become more unpredictable than ever. While the day still gives us the same 24 hours, the workload has increased so much that even those hours often feel insufficient. The truth is, we can't add more hours to our day, but we can definitely work smarter, getting more done in less time without feeling overwhelmed. Today, when you start a new job, you're expected to meet targets and deliver results. But the challenge lies in figuring out what those responsibilities actually are. Each new day seems more complicated than the last. Our to-do lists grow longer, and we find ourselves stuck in the constant cycle of wondering how to get everything done. That's where this book offers a powerful solution. By following the Getting Things Done method, countless successful people have transformed their lives, achieving more with less stress. Through this book, you've learned how to face new responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed. You've discovered how organizing your life can sharpen your focus, allowing you to complete tasks efficiently and regain control over your time. You've also explored how to collect everything, both physically and mentally, and how to organize it into a system you can trust. Once that system is in place, everything else falls into place. You can finally work with peace of mind, knowing that nothing is slipping through the cracks. So relax and enjoy the success that comes from your hard work. Remember, it's not about working longer hours. It's about working smarter, staying organized, and achieving more in less time.